Welcome to the hunt.
Good morning, Huntcast fans. Back for a morning show here on Tuesday, August the 27th, episode number 21. And it's an early one. It's 5 to 8.
Yeah.
We got lots of stuff going on and lots of stuff to do. So we're going to jump on and do this quick. So Doug and I have been getting ready for the season. The season is just a little over 40 days, I think it is.
Yeah, something like that.
41-ish, 40, something like that. So he did mock scrapes yesterday. I did mock scrapes yesterday. My brother-in-law and I did food plots the other night. So we're going to jump into a whole bunch of that stuff. But first off, we're going to start with the Pope and Young Convention. So if none of you have ever been to the Pope and Young Convention, they just posted the dates for that. And that'll be April 9th through the 12th, 2025 in sunny Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, nice.
So bring a lot of money with you because nothing's cheap in Glendale.
Yeah.
But
And sunscreen.
yeah, sunscreen. It'll be warm and sunny then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you've never been, it's a pretty cool convention to go to. I'm trying to think when they do the BNC. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Probably should have looked that up, but oh well. It's early. So real quick before we jump into what I said we were going to talk about, we're going to follow up from last week's episode. Did we get any emails by any chance? We didn't get any?
On the Matthews, I didn't see any.
No. So last episode, we talked about the Matthews letter that was sent out to all the dealers. And we're not going to beat a dead horse, but this past week, since that podcast, I've had 4 dealers call me asking for a copy of the letter. Now, we're not even a Matthews dealer. I just happened to get a copy of the letter. But they called to see if I can send it to them because they each had a customer with a broken set of lift limbs. And they break just in front of the cam.
Oh, okay.
So that's where these ones were anyway.
Okay.
So it's just in, coming back towards the riser, just in front of the cam, they're breaking.
So kind of like where it splits?
No, because they're split totally from
That's true. Yeah.
It's not like the old switchbacks where they used to have that little fork.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is...
Is it a split, like the limb's cracking?
Yeah,
in half kind of deal?
It's delayering. So
Okay.
what I'm guessing is there's just not enough material there to hold the poundage. 3 of them are 70-pound bows. 1 was a 65-pound bow.
Okay.
So...
And is it typically just one limb?
One of the bows was both limbs on the bottom.
Okay.
The other was 1 limb each. I don't know if they were top or bottom.
Okay.
But so the story was it was 70 and 80-pound bows, and now there's at least 1 65-pound bow.
Yeah.
So if you're in the market for a new bow, pay attention. And I guess the one, he's got a couple hundred shots on it. He's had it for a while.
Okay.
So the rumor of it happens in the first 100 shots, I don't think is true anymore. So,
Well, it could be 99% of them in the first, 10, 20 shots, whatever.
For sure.
But that could also be, like on the 65-pound one, maybe, that guy is pulling super hard into the back wall.
Could be.
Could be draw length a little short, and he's really leaning into it,
Crushing it when he gets over that hump.
Yeah, so who knows?
Yep. But so, yeah, I thought it was interesting to have calls on it after we just talked about it. So,
well, what I find even more interesting is these dealers, why they're calling you instead of calling their rep or Matthews Direct. Why are they calling you? That's even a little more odd.
They just know we know, Doug. They just know we know. But yeah, so I, of course, sent the letter out to them because 2 of the guys that own the bows didn't even know that this was a thing. So apparently not a fanboy. So
yeah.
But yeah, so we'll keep updated as I find out more information, or if more dealers call me looking for the letter that apparently they never received.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if it was just an email that they sent out or if it was like an actual letter in the mail.
I believe it was an email.
Yeah.
Because I know like when Josh did his video, he said he printed it.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And he had the hard copy when he was,
Well, yeah, that I remember.
So,
he was reading it. Yeah.
Pretty sure he said, this came in an email, I printed it. So,
and so I get it. Then, if it came from like just a weird Matthews email address, if they have spam folders or whatever,
right.
got lost in there. But
yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about on the Matthews. So now we'll jump into, we mentioned a couple minutes ago that, we're like 40 something days from the start of whitetail season here in the East. Obviously, folks are getting ready to somebody killed the antelope yesterday. I saw 2 pictures.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not sure about all the states. I know Montana already opened up for antelope. So,
so elk season's coming right around the corner.
Yep.
And Brian Hale from Elk County, if you're listening, I apologize. It's been rough couple of weeks, so we will get you on here, I promise, before our season starts. But also we will have Evan from Brio, which we mentioned last week, and both of us got tied up a little bit last week, so we didn't get to have that phone call. So we're going to have that this afternoon at 1. So we'll solidify a date for that and let you know.
Yeah.
But now is the time of the season. If you're not putting the work in, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a couple things. So go ahead, Dougie. You pick which one you want to talk about.
So, well, this time of year, just for myself, like yesterday, I went through all my trail cams and changed out all the batteries, just to make sure they're pointing in the right direction, because I'm a little behind. I leave my cams running all year, but my batteries died back in, I don't know, April or something, and I haven't touched them. So I figured, well, it is the end of August. I better get them running. So I did that yesterday. Went through all the cameras, got all the batteries changed, and then I've got one that's on a mock scrape, and I kind of freshened up that scrape. I don't, you know how I do it. I don't, get real fancy. I just kind of kick the leaves out, and I have a stick just hanging there. So
right.
Kick the leaves out, take a piss, pee in it, and that's it. That one's done. So actually, this morning there was a doe sniffing it. So that was the first picture I got this morning. But yeah, so it's that time. It's time to start to get your mock scrapes set up, get your cameras, in top shape. Make sure the batteries are good. Yeah.
So I did a little bit of that yesterday. I had got 2 more cameras to add to our system, and I was all excited because I knew right where I was putting them. But there was a couple cameras I wasn't getting pictures from for whatever reason, so I figured, well, let's go check those first. So the very first one I walked upon, which is a decent ways into our property, somebody snipped my wire from my battery pack to the camera.
Really?
And it was like a clean snip. It wasn't like, bear chewed on it or something.
Right. Pair of pliers.
Pair of bikes, whatever. Snipped it and apparently cleared my memory card, because I don't ever clear my memory cards. And so once the camera wouldn't work anymore, I took the card out and took it home yesterday and checked it, and it was crystal clear.
Wow.
So that was my first one. And then
Probably Renee.
Yeah, right.
Jealous.
The next one was literally 3 trees from one of my tree stands. And I came up to that one and I figured, okay, battery pack, because I just had a battery pack on it.
Yeah.
And then I realized, no, I don't have a battery pack on that. I had a solar panel, so why isn't that one working?
Yeah.
Well, either a bear or a deer. Now, the last picture I got off that camera was this little 4-corn deal staring right at my camera.
Okay.
And maybe 5 yards away from it. And either he went up and was curious and wrapped his antler around the wire from the solar panel, or a bear got really pissy because the wire was definitely not cut. It was destroyed. And they broke off part of the camera. So the camera was not going to work. So the 2 cameras that I was all excited that I knew where I was putting them, I then had to replace the 2 cameras that were not working.
Yeah.
But I also set up our mock scrape. So near our stands, I use a rope, or Rack Getter does a rope with 2 cedar wooden balls on it.
Okay.
And it kind of gives them a little bit of something to push against rather than just a rope dangling there.
Yeah.
So hung up a few of those and cleared out the scrapes. Now, I unfortunately don't do it like Doug does, where I just kick the leaves out. I actually have a scrape maker from Conquest.
Yeah.
And, put the hoof prints in and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
But I did not have any of my scents yesterday, so I did just pee into the scrapes. And I also put up a couple of Hodag licking branches. It's the one that you screw into the ground with the rebar, and then you put like a small sapling, a scrape tree basically, or a rubbing stick. And so I put one of each in the two of the new food plots that we put in the other night, in working until dark 30. So
yeah,
that was not fun because the headlights on the quad are not real bright, and we were trying to roll the seat in. I couldn't see where I was rolling. So there's I'm pretty sure I got a couple of rocks in a tree with the roller, but
yeah.
But yeah, so mock scrapes, now is the time. Don't wait, whether you're doing something specific right in front of a tree or a stand or a blind, or if you're just trying to give a community scrape and having a camera on it. And then obviously cameras, as Doug, he had dub batteries. I had 2 that were inoperable. And that's kind of the difference between where most of my cameras now have solar panels on them, so I don't have to worry about battery. I just have to worry about them getting cut or destroyed.
Yeah.
But
now the one that was cut, is that close to the property line? Or
no.
Is it in a spot where you would just wander by it?
No.
It's kind of strange.
So last year we had a person, we don't know who it was, that had to have come from where this particular camera was, but I got him on another camera.
Yeah.
Like way in on the property, like by the pole barn.
Oh, wow. That's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he walked past the camera, and I got him twice because he saw the camera and looked at it and then kept walking.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I was probably 100 yards in from the property line.
Yeah.
And Keith has it, very well tagged and painted and all that. So,
okay.
So I was hoping it was just a bear on that one, but it wasn't, because we've had a lot of bear on camera this year. But
if it's a clean break,
that's there was no uneven break. It was right through.
Yeah.
But
and the card was wiped.
Yeah. Yeah. Because literally there's pictures on that card. The roar on that card from like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine are the same way.
Yeah. So I don't ever take them off because they're just, we use cutty back. So the cameras are literally just holding them on the card. I get sent everything. So
right.
I think he might have been worried that when he snipped it.
Oh, that he was on.
Yeah, right. And then pulled the card.
But it would have been too late because it would have been on your phone by the time he called. So
if he didn't know they were cell cameras.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I never got a picture of anybody.
Yeah, it came around the back probably. Reached around. So yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, so that's it's not fun to deal with that. We've dealt with stuff near the property line before.
Yeah.
Never that far up.
Yeah.
But so the other big thing right now, and this is more even so than the mock scrapes and the cameras, is your food plots.
Yeah.
So if you're doing plots, especially up here in the Northeast, you have until like the second week of September to get anything in if you want it to grow for the season.
Yeah.
It'll be like the late archery season going into rifle, and then the late season.
Yep.
But I know you were talking about coming down and grabbing some of the clover.
Yeah.
Overseed.
Yep. And actually yesterday, that was my big day where, cameras and the food plot. I actually mowed the plot yesterday. I usually don't, because it's a clover plot. Clover's, kind of hit and miss this year. It really got smoked in the summer. We had that heat wave where it's 90 degrees for a week and no rain. So all the shaded areas are really nice. They're nice and thick, and the clover's a foot tall. But some of the other spots are just dirt, just got smoked. So I mowed everything yesterday real high just to cut down the rye, because I had rye as a nurse crop. So I cut down the rye, Some of the clover got cut. So I'm at a point now where I might just throw down some clover in those bare spots and throw down some rye with it as well, kind of nurse it, try to protect it a little bit. But yeah, I have to do it now because we're running out of time. So, and they're saying rain, I think, end of the week. So
it's possible rain tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, Wednesday. Yeah, they said Wednesday, and then I think again Saturday. So
yeah,
maybe that's going to be what I do this afternoon. We'll see.
And so if you use, seed from the hunting industry, they're all going to tell you September 15th is the cutoff date.
Yeah.
We're in zone 10 here in Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, northern New Jersey anyway. So that's basically when you have till to get it in. Obviously, we used liquid lime. Once we seeded the other night, we rolled it and then limed it, put some crop seed oil in. And so if you've never used crop seed oil, you can get that pretty much anywhere, but Whitetail Institute makes it. And it basically keeps moisture around the roots.
Okay.
So once they start germinating and the plant is actually starting to grow, that crop seed oil helps keep the moisture at the root so it never dries out. I know Killer Food Plots has, or they had, I don't know if they still do, it looks like a seed, but when you broadcast it and it rains, they form like these big, looks like a melted ice cube.
Okay.
And does the same thing, releases water throughout the cycle when it's not raining.
Yep.
So there's a couple different things, but you got to make sure, if you've never checked your soil, definitely do so unless you're throwing, no plow down or something. But that's the huge key, especially this time of year, because you've missed the normal growing season through spring, summer. You're planting for fall, winter. So tubers are a good idea. Radishes, stuff that'll feed them in the late season as the frost hits, because they'll start digging up bulbs and whatnot to eat them.
Yeah.
But it's funny you mentioned rye. I was scrolling through Facebook last night, and on Marketplace, somebody is selling 50-pound bags of winter rye for $8.
Wow.
And they were in Bloomsburg. So it was funny. I might actually reach out to the guy.
Yeah, you were just there.
Yeah. So that's
you'll be back, I'm sure.
Well, and that's the thing. So the Maria's going down, I think, next Thursday for the game.
Yeah.
So that's our son is going to school at Bloomsburg U. And I'm going to see if he can meet her somewhere to pick up a bag or two.
Yeah.
Because at that price.
That's ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay.
Because at first when I saw it, I thought it was actually the people that I bought the chicken feed and whatnot from the other, but it's not.
Okay.
And even though they had 50-pound bags of oats.
Yeah.
For super cheap. And so we did a plot in just oats. There's nothing but oats that we planted in it.
Yeah.
And oats.
This year?
Yeah, so that's the one we just did.
Okay.
The bigger one. The one where I showed you those pictures from, actually, where it was all foggy.
Yeah.
So oats will grow this time of year. A lot of people think they're only a summer crop.
Yeah.
But they'll pretty much grow in anything. So we didn't go too crazy. We dragged that field and then rolled it because you want to get about a half-inch, roughly a half-inch on the seed to get it to germinate. But then the guy that was selling the rye put in the ad that you can use it to ferment for beer, which I never heard of.
Yeah.
So there's a local brew guy.
Yeah.
Because the oats, somebody said something about the oats too, that you can ferment them.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Well, I don't.
All right.
So, mock scrapes, trail cameras.
Yep.
Tree stands. Trim your lanes now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a little tougher just because, it looks so different come mid-October than it does right now. But if you can see now,
right,
then you're really going to be able to see in October.
Right.
So.
Well, and that's why I like doing it this time of year.
Yeah.
Because the leaves are there.
Yeah.
So if the leaves are there and I can't see through the leaves, it's getting cut.
Yeah.
So I did put up one new stand yesterday, and I had to cut a few saplings out of the way. But branches wise, the one that I hit last year, I cut that yesterday.
Yeah.
You think I would have cut it the day it happened.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
But now I like doing it now because of the leaves, so you can have an idea, because once the leaves are gone, you might not be able to see that stick.
Yes.
Like I did last year.
Yeah.
So do it now while you can see where the issues will arise.
Yeah. And not only is it important to clear your shooting lanes, but it's also important to clear your pathway to and from.
Mm-hmm.
So, because, there's nothing worse than crashing and crunching and cracking on your way into the stand. So that's important too.
Yeah.
So
and that's, I didn't do that yet. I do have to rake out going in 2 stands.
Yeah.
But when we put that food plot in last week, there was always real high grass going into one of my stands.
Yeah.
And I can never see like what was underneath it, because it's a morning stand.
Yeah.
So we got the tractor over there with the brush hog and leveled it.
Yeah.
And it's just dirt and mud now. But
yeah. And it's also a good idea, if you have the availability to do it, to do 2 ways in, depending upon the wind that morning.
Right.
Have an option for, a north wind or a south wind, and then have another option if it's a east wind or a west wind, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good to have 2 different ways in, because I do that all the time. I'll approach my stand, based on the wind.
Right.
One day I might go in this way, and another day I'm coming in from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good if you have that option to have 2 ways in.
And that's the hard part with some of our stand placements. You're kind of stuck going one way.
Yeah. And honestly, most people are.
Yeah.
So
now the one I put in yesterday, I have the ability to come in from another way, but definitely not as easy.
Yeah.
Whether I clean it or not. So
yeah,
it'll kind of be what it is.
Yeah.
But no, so that's, right now is game time, especially if you're going out west for elk or antelope before the season starts here, or here on the East Coast, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
You're going to be very, very limited in the work you can do if you're going out for elk or something out west.
Yes.
So,
yeah. And speaking of out west, you had posted something about the Mule Deer Foundation. Something. What exactly is that?
Marshall Johnson, who is the regional director of Mule Deer Foundation, he's based out of South Dakota. He's going to be coming out here. So there's a couple of events that they have planned, and actually I can pull them up because now I figured out where they're at and how to figure it out. So the one that we're doing here is we are doing an informational Beers for Deers night.
Right.
So the Beers for Deer social, and that'll be Monday, September the 9th at 6 p.m. And that's going to be at the Voodoo Brewing Company on Washington Ave in Scranton, Pennsylvania. So basically come out. They're trying to grow more chapters here in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of guys that apply for mule deer tags here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So even if you're not a mule deer hunter, but want to get, support that, nonprofit or foundation.
I found it kind of strange when I saw that. And there's not a mule deer within 1,500 miles of us.
Right.
But I guess it makes sense, for guys that go out west. That's something I wanted. It's on my list. I've never mule deer hunted.
No.
I've seen them while I'm hunting out west, but I've never actually gone out there to shoot a mule deer.
Nice.
I'd like to.
Yeah.
That's one of the things on my list. But I guess that's a good thing, grow the awareness and, maybe get guys interested in it. So.
Yeah. Yeah. And according to the map that he sent me, because I kind of helped set the one up for here, for Scranton. But then on the 10th, he will be in Whitehall, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
At the Pocono Brewery Company, and doing the same thing from 5:30 to 7:30.
Yeah.
But then on the 13th, I believe it is. I'm trying to find all the events here, and it's killing me the way they're set up.
So he's actually spending quite a bit of time out here.
Yeah, he's going to be out here for like a week.
Yeah.
But on the 13th, I believe it is, whatever that Friday is, and I'm trying to find the post. But on there it is, September 14th.
Okay.
What day is that Friday? Yeah, no, the 13th. I'm almost positive it's that Friday.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, right. So there is a current chapter here, but it's located up near Montrose.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be a banquet, but they changed it to a Gunapalooza.
Okay.
So the way this works is you go online and you purchase your raffle ticket packages. And for each level, you have the general giveaways, and then you have special giveaways per, if you buy the $500 package or the $1,000 package or the $100 package or the $300 package.
Yeah.
There's a special raffle for each of those levels.
Okay.
And they're just basically giving away a whole bunch of guns in 2 hours.
Okay.
So there's a real good chance of winning.
Yeah.
So I know we will be at the Monday informational meeting at Voodoo, and then we will probably close up the shop a little early. And that Friday, it's about an hour drive. That Gunapalooza is gonna be held at the Hayloft in Lawton, Pennsylvania.
Where the hell's that?
It's in the middle of nowhere. The Hayloft is a bar restaurant.
Okay.
I got that much information. But
where's Lawton?
Out going towards Rome, PA. So it's like follow Route 6 to like Mashopin.
Oh, going that way. Okay.
And then go north.
Close to the New York border, I guess.
Yeah. So it's for us, it's a little bit of a drive. But, if I can spend $100 and win a few guns.
Yeah, sure.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so if you like the Mule Deer Foundation of Pennsylvania, that's where all of this is. And there was I still can't find this other post. So the Mule Deer Foundation, the reason this all started was because Marshall got with us for Archery Fest, and they gave away a $500 gift card to the shop. So we've kept in touch. They sponsored this first shot on the expert course. So we had a banner hanging there. It was, how far was that shot? 115?
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah.
He was laughing when I told him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, just another way to support. Hopefully next year we're going to get the Sheep Foundation involved.
Okay.
And trying to get some stuff done here. So way back 6 years ago, I was actually the chairman, the Kika group, or whatever you want to call it, chapter, which is the Keystone Elk Country Alliance. And back then it wasn't as run, Kika wasn't run as well as it is now. So we did our banquet, and then I passed on the torch, and I think somebody up in Tunkhannock runs it now, but yeah, so I don't know that we'll be, on the board of the chapter, but we'll help however we can with the chapter.
Yeah. But like for the Mule Deer Foundation, if you do have any interest in ever going out west on a mule deer hunt, it's probably a good idea to join.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it'll probably give you some avenues and some inside track info on
contact
outfitters.
Networks.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. So, I'm sure there's outfitters that are associated with them, and at least you're not going out there completely blind.
Right.
You'll have some connections basically.
Yep.
So
100%. But yeah, so I mean, the meeting on the 9th, that's, it's basically just informational, gives you the background of the foundation.
Yeah.
Ask questions and hear the answers.
Yep.
While you drink some local brews.
Yeah.
So Voodoo is in that new building down in South Scranton.
The new building.
Down from Gentex, Chamberlain.
What street are we talking about?
So the easiest way I can explain it is take 81 south.
Yep.
Get off the Central Scranton Expressway.
Yes. That's the correct name.
Yes. Yeah.
Not the freaking Joe Biden Expressway, like the sign says. It's the Scranton Expressway.
Right. Central Scranton Expressway.
Yes. Yeah.
But jump off there and stay to the right when you come up on the exits.
Okay.
And get off the Cedar Avenue exit.
Yep.
Make your right at the traffic light.
Okay.
Make a quick left. Chamberlain, Gentex.
Yep.
The ammunition plant.
Yep.
Go down the hill, follow it to the stop sign. The stoplight. Make a left at the stoplight, And as you're coming up, there's a like brand new building. I shouldn't say brand new. It was a building that John Basiliga redid.
Another one.
Yeah. But all his buildings look good. That's the key.
Yeah, he does also.
So it's the very front side as you're approaching it.
Okay.
It says Voodoo Brewing.
Okay.
And I believe there's a parking entrance on that side.
Okay.
And directly behind it is Southside Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So,
gotcha.
Down in that area.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of good things about Voodoo Brewing, so the beer should be good. And like I said, it's only a couple hours, so come down, hang out.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
And then if you're game and want to go to the Gunapalooza, it's get your drive on and bring some money.
Yeah.
I think you have to, if I remember reading the website correctly, you have to pre-purchase your raffle tickets online.
Okay.
And then they give them to you at the door when you get there. But I've heard good things about the hayloft, though. Actually, one of our shooters, our Joe shooters, their dad is familiar with the hayloft.
Okay.
And he said, yeah, it's a family-run deal, and they got good food. So
okay, cool.
That's always a plus.
Yeah.
Especially when you're driving out of the way.
Yes.
To the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when, like I say, the middle of nowhere, if you looked on a map, you'd be like, what?
Yeah.
How would you hold it there? But
yeah.
Hey, it's better than the original location. So I know what the original location was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check that out. And then we were trying to plan something with Camp Freedom for September to do a money shoot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's cutting it real close to the season, and all my volunteers are busy that weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a busy time of year.
Yeah.
A lot going on.
But there will be, Camp Freedom has a really nice course, and their targets are housed. So there's never damage to them. There's never bear issues. There's never weather issues.
Right.
So we will definitely have something going on with them for some shoots next year. They want to do a couple money shoots and different things.
Yep.
And actually this coming Saturday, the 31st, if you're bored and you are a veteran, first responder, or Gold Star family, we will have a booth at their Summer Salute, which is this coming Saturday at Camp Freedom.
Okay.
And looking forward to that. They said there'll be about 400 or 500 people there for the weekend. Or for the day.
Nice. Okay, nice.
So I'm not going to go crazy with stuff we're bringing, but we'll at least get the name out there a little bit.
Yeah. So you're going to shut down a shop?
I haven't figured that part out yet.
Okay.
It is Labor Day weekend, so we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah.
But
hey, did you hear? I know this is our weekly Mikey Woomer spot. Did you see Mike's post?
I did.
He had a little. He vented a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, he was a little upset.
Let the cat out of the bag. It was fun. I saw it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get involved with it, so I laughed and went on my way.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah,
it's not. It has no bearing on anything anymore.
No,
so
no,
But he was.
Yeah, he was definitely upset.
Yeah, and listen, rightly so.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he said something about he won a bear bow at something. I don't know where he won it.
Okay. He said, hopefully that one stay together.
Right. So, I don't know if they haven't sent it to him yet or whatnot. But, but yeah, and I was surprised because he didn't message me after the shout out we gave him last time. So,
yeah. I'm kind of surprised he's still shooting it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I was a little, I don't want to say surprised, but it's his hunting bow. So it's, it's completely different.
Yes, I get that. But, you would think he'd be all in with Elite.
Yeah.
Well, he is now, I guess.
well, yeah. But for the hunting, so that's the thing is like
he's not required to.
He's not required to. And if he doesn't have a contract, that's I have to shoot an Elite hunting bow because I have a contract. So I have to shoot a competition bow and I have to shoot their hunting bow.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely happy with my hunting bow. So I can't really complain about it.
Right.
But so depending on if he, being it was the end of the season, whether he gets a contract for 25 or not, even if it's not a pro sponsor, it's, a contract nonetheless.
Yeah.
So
how could you not? How could he not sign him?
Well, I mean, if somebody doesn't send him something and say, hey, whether it's, semi-pro, a pro, whatever, it would surprise me if he doesn't get a contract.
Yeah, because there's a lot of less shooters that have deals than Mike. So
I'm one of them.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of guys that
for sure,
are not as good as Mikey that do have contracts. So,
and I think that the for a company, if they were smart, is like, especially something like Elite. So the new exhaust, that's a 35-inch bow.
Yeah.
Ours is sold already. That's the perfect mix for what he shoots.
Yeah.
Because he shoots hunter's pins. So it's not a 37 or 38-inch target bow. It's going to hold really nice for 35.
Yeah.
But it's that kind of hybrid, fits the hunting realm a little bit better.
Yep. For
shooting the class he shoots. But yeah, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
What else? What else?
I don't know.
There was nothing on the wires this week.
No, it was very quiet.
Yep.
Yeah, very quiet.
Aside from, there was some stuff I sold from Coleman, which was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that was Easton. Something about the super drive shooters came in and, placed.
Yep.
Somebody was shooting on a Reinhardt R100 somewhere, and I didn't see where it was at, but they had a freaking Triceratops target.
Oh, yeah?
And when I tell you it would have taken up half of this room, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
And this is, for those of you that don't know, the studio here above Doug's garage is extremely big. And I'm telling you, this Triceratops would have had a hard time in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's what the R100's all about. So if you've ever shot one or seen pictures, everything is life size.
Yeah.
There's nothing small.
Yeah.
So the giraffe, I've tried so many times to figure out how to get a giraffe for a shoot, and they won't do it. It's only for the R100s.
Yeah, that's nuts. I can't even imagine.
You need an extension ladder to put it together.
I bet. Yeah.
To put the head in the knuckle.
Sure. Yeah, I can't even imagine.
I don't know how we'd hold it up, but...
Well, that's the other thing, too.
Yeah. I know they do a lot of cables, off the trees and stuff.
Yeah.
For a few of them, because there's a T-Rex they have. There was a Brontosaurus. I haven't seen pictures of that in a while.
Okay.
You're reading something. What are you reading?
I just saw the other day that Pennsylvania Game Commission came out with the Sunday days that are open for Sunday hunting.
Oh.
So November 17th, 24th, and December 1st.
Yeah. So it's always those 3 in a row.
Yep.
So first one will be archery, second one will be bear, third one will be rifle.
Yep. So.
And hopefully next year.
Yeah, hopefully this is the last year of this nonsense.
And there was a lot of talk a few months ago that it's going to pass for next year. So.
Well, how could it not?
There is lasted 10 years.
I know, it's been 100 years, I know. But there's just no downside to it. Well, what is the issue?
Right.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But there are guys, there are, and I know a couple of them that are just hardcore old school guys where they don't want it. Then stay home.
Yeah.
Don't hunt.
Right.
And honestly, if the Game Commission started with no Sunday hunting on public land, then I'd be okay with that.
Right.
But you can't tell me that as a landowner, I'm not allowed to hunt on Sunday. Right. And it has zero effect on anybody else. Mm-hmm. So if you choose not to hunt, stay home.
Yeah.
Just like with the opener on Saturday. I mean, there's actually more guys, and I mean, honestly, I'm one of them. I always like the Monday opener.
Yeah.
If you feel that strongly about it, stay home.
And so the only
start on Saturday.
And the reason I think they did it, especially for that Sunday, because so what we're talking about here is rifle season. Rifle season in Pennsylvania used to open on Mondays. It was like a holiday in the state of Pennsylvania. So all the schools closed, all that stuff.
And even still to today. Our schools here.
Yeah. Some of them do, not all of them.
Yeah, ours do, though. They're closed on Monday.
Yeah. So where I graduated from, we used to close. They don't close anymore.
Yeah.
But so basically the way our rifle season in PA now works is you have Thanksgiving, you have Black Friday, and the first day of rifle season opens on Saturday. And some people get pissy about it, which, again, if you don't want to hunt it, don't go out and hunt it. But I think the reason they did it is for a little bit, there was a decline in license sales.
Yeah.
So everybody's home for Thanksgiving break.
Yep.
And okay, let's have Saturday, Sunday, because that third Sunday is that Sunday.
Yeah.
So now for maybe people that are in college and they're home for, Thanksgiving, or you have family coming from out of state, but they have a PA license. Well, now you don't have to take extra days off of work because you're already out for vacation.
Yeah.
And now you can hunt Saturday, Sunday. So I think that's why that Sunday always, when we started our 3 Sundays, that one always started there, because once they moved that to Saturday opener, which obviously I prefer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and that's kind of, we made the decision this year with shop is, right now to actually starting today, we're back to our normal hours, 10 to 8. And then once the season opens, so basically October 1st, we're going to be open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 8, close Saturday, open Sunday, except for those 3 Sundays that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And we're going to be open from 10 to 2. But, owning an archery shop is great, but it really sucks if you like to hunt. So last year, I had a total of 15 days and 90% of them were half-day sits.
Yeah.
So basically now I'll, my wife and I will be able to go out on Saturdays and shoot.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But, going one step further, I mean, if Pennsylvania really wanted to be smart about it, they wouldn't open up on that Saturday for gun season. They'd open up on Friday after Thanksgiving.
Right.
Because that's a day that most guys aren't working anyway.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to go sit in line at the store with their wife.
So why not open it on Friday? I mean, I prefer the Monday opener, because even up in New York at my camp, it opens up on a Saturday.
Right.
It never did, though. It used to be, and that's only in the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years or so that they opened up on Saturday. It used to be a Monday.
Right.
And I always liked it because you could roll into camp on Saturday, you get set up, you hang out, you watch football on Sunday.
And that's what a lot of guys complain about on the Saturday opener is, we used to leave for camp on Friday, and now we got to leave on Thursday right after Thanksgiving. No, you don't have to.
Right. You don't.
You're trying to stay in that, the norm.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because, as Doug said, he has a camp up in upstate New York. And I was just looking at something because we have our land client over in Hancock, and their zone is a draw doe tag.
Yep.
Now, is your zone a draw doe tag?
No. Well, you have to, you've got to apply for it, but you get it. There's no question. So
this is the funny part. So where he's at, he put in last year, didn't get it. And the guy told him, unless you put in super early, you're probably not going to get it.
Yeah.
Now, what I find funny is, so New York, north of Pennsylvania, Jersey, east of Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania, we can now get up to 6 doe tags.
Yeah.
You can only have 3 in your possession, but you can have up to 6 if there's allocation available.
Mm-hmm.
In Jersey, you can't kill a buck until you kill a doe.
Yes.
And then in New York, we have to apply for it.
Yeah.
So it's not like an apply like in Pennsylvania where you send in until the allocations are gone.
Yeah.
You literally have to be picked.
Yes.
To get your doe tag.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was funny.
And different parts of New York are different.
Because he's in zone 4 something.
It's for
A or something like that.
Yes, something like that. But I know, on Long Island, we used to be able to turn in our doe. You go out and you shoot a doe.
Right.
You could bring it down, turn it in, you get a buck tag.
Yep.
And you could do that as many times as you want.
Yep.
I never did. I mean, I used to shoot 3 or 4 a year. I know guys that would shoot 10, 12 deer a year because they wanted you to kill a doe, then they give you another buck tag. So guys would just start stacking them up and just get another buck tag. And this went on and on and on and our season's long. Our bow season back on Long Island was October 1st until January 1st.
Yeah.
So you had 3 months to just,
and I mean, similar to Jersey, but they limit you. They don't give you like free reign. Like every time you kill one, you can get another buck tag. But now in Virginia, when my dad lived down there, guys were killing 18, 19 deer a year.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how, because I've told you the story, but I went down one time. My dad told me to come down and hunt, and it's a shotgun season. They don't have rifle season.
Yeah.
And so I go down and I'm like, whatever, I'll get to hang out with my dad. And so we get up and it was like we were playing in World War III. So we all met where we were going to hunt. And then they were like, okay, let's go for breakfast. So we went for breakfast. We come back. We smell like a greasy diner.
Yeah.
Then they pulled a map out on the truck, on the hood, and they're pointing, you're going to go here, you're going to go here, you're going to go here. And down there, they can hunt with dogs. So they run the deer with dogs, basically. And so come around, nobody shot anything. Lunchtime rolls around. All right, we got to go eat lunch. So we get lunch, come back, map comes back out on the truck. And okay, you're going to go here, you're going to go here, you're going to go here. And we're standing there, and there was an old buck with this group. When I say old, he was late 80s. His grandson, who is probably a little bit younger than me, was standing next to me on one side of the truck, and his grandfather was on the other side of the truck.
Yeah. And
all of a sudden, he goes, "Grandpa, duck." And this guy didn't miss a beat. Drop down, kid lifts his 12 gauge up over the hood of the truck and blasts the deer like 25 yards away. And I was like, never again am I coming down here. Like, this is ridiculous. And then they used to play jokes on each other.
Yeah.
So my father told me to get his buddy Paulie. So his buddy Paulie had fallen asleep.
Yeah.
And I walked up behind him, took his shotgun, emptied it, and put it back, and then screamed deer. And he grabbed that gun and he's click, 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 click. Oh, so yeah, it's a dangerous way to hunt, let me tell you.
Yeah. But, and it's a lot of those suburban type places are like that.
And that's, the weird part is like most of the guys in the group. So my dad lived in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
And his buddy Paulie lived in Newport News. But we would drive out. It was probably a good 2.5 hours west. Like, we went towards them. So this wasn't like, your normal suburban, hey, somebody's got a little bit extra property type deal.
Okay.
These were farms and stuff and that we were having. Yeah. A couple of them were not peanut farms. I don't know what the hell it was now. But they had plants. Some big plant that they were harvesting down there.
Okay.
And then the one farm was actually a tobacco farm.
I was just going to say, it could have been tobacco.
Yeah, no, I do remember that one, but the other one was like a food of some sort. I don't remember what it was, though.
Okay.
But, I mean, granted, now there's big deer down there. I've, seen pictures. I have a friend of mine that lives down there, and they kill nice deer every year.
Yeah.
But, man, some of these deer, they're like, Dakota's bigger than some of the deer down there. And Dakota is my dog, if you haven't ever. Yeah. But yeah. Same thing, like down in South Carolina, my buddy man lives in Myrtle's Inlet, and he hunts a lot.
Yeah.
And he killed one, like, normal-sized deer last year.
Yeah.
And then his buddy, I think it was, shot another one, and it looked like a dog. Yeah. I was like, what is that? It's just the way they grow down here.
Well,
and I mean, I get it, salt marshes, there's not a whole lot of great food.
Yes. Yeah.
But man, like, I don't know, that'd be like shooting a squirrel during deer season.
Yes. But, you have to shoot what's available. I mean, if the deer are smaller there, then that's, so be it. You can't hunt a place like that and, say, well, I'm going to shoot, 170 or better.
Right.
You'll never shoot a deer.
It's just so funny. Like, you go down from, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and then you get into Georgia.
Yeah.
And there's the monsters, like, and I get it, they're peanut farms and, all the stuff that they're eating.
Yeah.
But, it's just like you hit 4 or 5 states and then it comes back to real life again. But
yeah. Well, and I think a lot of that has to do with the way the state manages them too.
Oh yeah. Well, and like, Virginia, you got quite a few tags down there.
Yeah. So
I think South Carolina is the same way.
Yeah. That has a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like, just like where Jim's property is in New York, they have antler restrictions there.
Right.
Now, Well, some of those counties right around there have that, but like where my camp is, there are no antler restrictions.
Right.
You know, you don't have to shoot, 4 or better. I think where he is in Hancock, I think it's 4 on one side.
Oh, 4 on one side.
I believe so. Yep. I have to double check that, but I believe it's 4 on one side.
Because we have 3 on one side, but
yeah.
But that's the problem I see, because obviously we see his cameras, and you have all these doe running around. You can't get a doe tag.
Yeah.
Your, genetics and the size of your buck is horrible.
Yep.
Because there's so many does running around, so they're beating themselves to death running. So they're not, they're not able to grow to what they should.
Yeah.
So that's just the funny part. You go to Jersey and there's lots of big deer that come out of Jersey, and you got to kill a doe before you can even get a buck tag.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just weird, but.
Well, you know what it is too? The states they're managing the deer herd for different, based on different reasons than you and I would. They're not doing it for genetics and larger deer. They're looking to, control the population.
Yep.
So,
which, obviously definitely in certain places of Jersey and even Western Pennsylvania, there's, you can apply to be a sharpshooter at some of these state parks.
Yeah. Allegheny County.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
there's some freakish deer.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they look at it differently. So they're managing for the amount of deer as opposed to, the quality of the deer.
Right.
So,
yep. And so I can tell you, so I had a customer in the shop on Saturday, and he showed me a video of a deer that I don't know if he had it or his buddy sent it to him, but I now know what a 6.5-year-old deer on the hooves look like. Yeah. I'd say 8 miles from here.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, he's huge.
Yeah.
Gigantic buck.
Yeah.
Walking right at the camera, and I can promise you his antlers were 18 to 24 inches outside of his ears.
Wow.
And that's no joke. Like, he was coming straight at the camera. Perfect daylight video.
Yeah.
I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
But, so that's what we got for you this week. We got Mox Graves trail cameras. Get your food plots in if you're going to do them.
Yep.
Make sure your equipment's shooting straight. We've had a lot of questionable tunes come in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, I bet.
But strings, we'll get more into that next week.
Yep.
But strings, if you need a string on your bow, please do not wait any longer than this week. Get to your shop, whether it's us, another shop, get your string ordered, because it's like a 3-week turnaround time right now.
I was just going to say, like right now, gas has got to be 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So September 1st is next week. So you'll get it just in time for October 1st.
Pretty much get it on and hope for the tune, and nothing has to be drastically changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't wait any longer. Bow or crossbow, it doesn't matter. Like I have strings coming in today that I ordered July 12th.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not their fault. It's not our fault. It's kind of waiting too long.
It's your fault.
Yep.
Getting early.
That's right. Summer is the time. Like if you know, like, it's been 2 years, maybe 3. I pushed it a little bit. Come in June.
Yes, no doubt.
That way you can break it in. It's all settled, because that's the downfall. If you wait and you get it now.
Yeah.
And it's the week before the season when the bow's done, the string still hasn't settled.
Yep.
So you could be out your stand and draw back on a deer and everything's off because nothing settled. And now it finally did settle because you've been practicing for a week straight.
Yep.
But
and also the other thing too is if you don't have a backup bow, maybe order 2 sets.
Right.
Because if something happens, you cut it with a broadhead, whatever, you might miss 3 weeks of the season because you don't have a bow.
Yep.
So if you don't have a backup bow, order an extra set of strings. This way you just throw them in the drawer and you have them.
Yep.
You need them, you got them.
Yep.
So
that's the key. And don't ever take the paper clips off. They come in with paper clips in for a reason. We just had that happen the other day. It got out of bow and it was, I opened it and I'm like, can't really do anything with this.
Yeah. Try to twist it.
Yeah. You try to, but you don't know.
Yeah. You don't know
where it's got to be. So
Yep.
Yeah. So don't undo the paper clips. Leave them on there.
Yes.
They're not just for decoration.
Yep. And then also a reminder, talking about getting ready for the season, Broadhead night.
Broadhead night, yes.
Yeah.
Broadhead night this Thursday, 6 to 8 at the shop.
Yeah.
Basically, we're going to open up a pack 1 pack of each broadhead that we have in the store. You bring 2 arrows, your bow, and $5, and
have at it.
Have at it. Make sure, basically there to find out what broadhead flies the closest to your current tune, your current sighting in, so that way you're not playing with a whole bunch of stuff, trying to figure out, I got to adjust my sight this way or do this or do that. So you want to find the broadhead that flies as close to your field tip as possible.
Yep. Without spending, $40 a pack.
I buy this one that didn't work, and I bought this one.
Yeah. So definitely the way to do it.
So basically, when we tell you this at the range, you're going to shoot the broadhead first. And the reason we do that is if your arrows are identical, the broadhead will cut your vanes off.
Yep.
So you shoot the broadhead first, then you shoot your field tip, and that way you don't have to worry about damaging a whole bunch of arrows.
Yeah.
So other than that, we will be here next Sunday. Maybe not next Sunday because I know I'll be away. It's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out. We'll either be back for a morning show or we'll do a nighttime episode.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
But until then, we appreciate you tuning in. Follow Huntcast, Facebook, Instagram. Any questions, want to hear about something, shoot us an email, huntcastpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
We'll talk to you next week.
See ya.